Hi, this is a really quick video on how to use Colab AlphaFold and then how to analyze your data using ChimeraX. So the first thing you want to do is type in Colab Alphafold2, click on the first link, and then it should bring you to this page. This first line is where you would paste your protein sequence that you want a prediction for. So what you'll do is you'll delete the example sequence and then paste whatever sequence you want here. So let's say you want to test a specific mutation on a protein. I'm just using UniProt, so I would find my protein, scroll to the bottom to find its sequence, and then press download. Command C will copy it, and then I would paste it into another doc, which I've already done here. An easy way to change this in the sequence that has no numbers or spaces is to just highlight that small section of the protein, press Command C, and then Command F, then Command V, which will paste it, and then it'll highlight it in the sequence so you can find it a lot easier. So in my COB1 mutation, I want to switch this G to an A, so I find it down here, backspace A. And now this is ready to be pasted into your Colab AlphaFold. So I paste it, Command V, and then I would just name it, so this is what the document will be named, so COB1 mutation. And then I just click Save to Google Drive. It'll automatically save to your downloads, but I just like to be safe. Then the last step is press Connect, so it can allocate some CPU for you. And once it says connected and it shows you your RAM and disk space, you go to Runtime and then Run All. You'll run anyway, and it might prompt you to log into Google. Yes, like here. So you would just do that quickly. So now you know that it's running by scrolling down, and you can see it's running all of these in order. So it's finished the advanced settings and the MSA options as indicated by the checkmark, and it's now installing dependencies. Depending on how long your sequence is, it can take anywhere from 20 minutes to a few hours. This COBRA sequence usually takes about half an hour, depending on the computer you have, but you want to leave this open while it's running, because if you close your computer, it'll disconnect and you'll have to restart. So once the execution has completed, you'll get a pop-up asking if it can be downloaded, so you would just press allow. It would go into your downloads folder. Immediately after, you should click here, the arrow, and then press disconnect and delete runtime. So all of the data is saved already. It's downloaded into your downloads and into your Google Drive, so nothing important will get deleted, but you want to disconnect because even when you're not running something, you're still using Google's computational power, and if you use too much of it in a week, you'll reach a computational limit and you won't be able to use it for some time. So in the downloads, we see our zip file here, double click and double click again. So this is all the information that was downloaded from Google Colab. Let's say I want to open one of these in ChimeraX. Just to make things easier, I'm going to drag this onto my desktop. This is just one of the 3D structures. Anything that ends with .pdb is a 3D structure that you can open in ChimeraX. So I have this here, and now I'm going to open ChimeraX. If I want to open that file, I'll press Open, Desktop, there. And there you have the 3D structure. Now, really quickly, we just want to compare this protein to the wild type. So I'm just going to go back to UniProt, scroll down, and where they have the actual predicted structure, it'll say AlphaFold predicted, and then you just download that PDB file. And you're going to do the same thing where you open it in ChimeraX. If you have ChimeraX already open, it should just appear. And now we have both proteins. Finally, let's say you want to align the two proteins as best as you can. All you have to do is press Command and then match maker space number1 to number2, which number1 and 2 are just the IDs of the two imported proteins, and then press return or enter, and it'll align them. There's a ton of ways to analyze this data on ChimeraX, and I'll probably save that for a different video. This was just a very brief overview and introduction. It is worth mentioning that if you go into Chimera Tools, Structure Prediction, you can see there's an AlphaFold tab here, and you can basically do the same thing where if you want to paste a sequence, you paste it, and then it'll actually, by pressing predict, it'll take you to the same AlphaFold page and predict the protein for you in the same way. The only problem for me personally is sometimes it doesn't automatically download, and that is usually a problem if you have Conda installed. So the easiest workaround I could find was just to go through the web browser and do it that way. It's not really any extra steps, but if this method works for you, then it's probably just a tad easier, and I'd recommend either. But yeah, I hope this was helpful.